last time on round sailing, we started a bunch of boat projects on board. This is our new arch. The biggest boat project will be the mast and rig upgrade, and we took all the needed measurements for the calculations. I'm looking at the final rig and mast data for a new mast from Selden. We got it the other day and they have now done all the calculations from the measurements that we took the other week. The biggest difference with the new mast is that it will have in-mast furling, which means that the mainsail will sit on a furler inside the mast, so it will not be on the boom anymore. And the reason we decided to go with this type of mast is to make it easier to sail single-handedly, and it also makes sense on this type of boat and also the size of this boat. The mast will go in production in a couple of weeks, and while we wait for that, Johan will start the next step in the process, and that is to find a way to lead the outhaul line for the mainsail back to the winch behind the cockpit.
So I'm taking up a hole in the boat for the outhaul line for the mainsail. So I'll use this haul saw. And first I'm going to drill in the back of the boat, and the idea is that I'm going to put a pipe straight through the side of the cockpit, and through that pipe the line is going to sit inside of that pipe later on when I'm done with all this. So I have one small problem. This isn't long enough, and because of the machine builds on the sides, I can't drill the whole hole through with the machine attached to this. So I have to do the last bit by hand.
We wanted to lead the outhaul line aft, so we can control it from the cockpit. And since our starboard winch isn't used for anything specific, it was the perfect winch to use.
So up here is where the pipe is going to exit on the other side. And as you might be able to see, here's the pipe. And up here is where it's going to exit to the other side. So now it goes all the way through. I'll just put this tape over here because it's going to rain tonight. And I'm going to seal it from the inside with epoxy, and also I'm going to fixate the pipe so it can't move. And then after that it's time to cut off the ends and finish it off on the outside with probably some new gel coat and some polishing.
I use a multi-cutter to cut off the ends of the pipe. If you don't have this type of tool on board, I highly recommend it, since it's a true multitask tool that comes in handy in many situations. I use a small belt sander to trim the pipe flush without damaging too much of the surrounding gel coat. Even if we're going to direct the line through footblocks to get the entry angle correct, it's important to make the pipe entry soft and rounded to prevent chafe. I make sure to clean the exposed fiberglass with plenty of acetone to prepare it for the gel coat. I apply plenty of gel coat to have enough to sand everything flush and then polish it even once it's dry. Like often this time of the year, the weather turned for the worse, so I couldn't complete the sanding and the polishing of the gel coat, and I had to leave it like this for now.
Today we're moving our home. Feels strange. Feels like we're moving. We've been here for quite some time now.
Definitely. Our mast is soon ready, so we're going to take our boat up to Viken, where Håkan, our rigger, has his workshop, to start the preparations for the new mast.
Autumn weather, rain and grey, wiping off the windows now so we can see out a little bit better. I have to do it from the outside too. Maybe some of you guys recognize these people and boat. Hello!
Hello!
Alluring Arctic. Good luck with your new adventure! Long time ago since the boat moved. Bye bye! It's the last of October today, and we have fog out here on the Sound, so I think we'll turn on the radar in a while. We're towing R2D2 because of the non-existing push pit that is in the welding shop now, together with our solar arch that is getting built. So we cannot hang it in the davits because we cannot secure it properly.
And we have 35 nautical miles up to Viken today, and we're going to go by motor because there's no wind, but we can't really sail either because we don't have a backstay tensioner at the moment.
Before heading north, we wanted to take on some fuel in the neighboring marina.
Vi ska med ditåt. Stuven.
Bra!
There's a long queue for the diesel dock here because a lot of people are lifting their boats out of the water today since it's weekend. So I think we skip the diesel today and head straight for Viken instead. It's quite nice with a heater outlet in the cockpit on days like this, especially when we're only motoring. And the reason that we're not sailing, I don't know if I said it before, is that the hydraulics isn't connected on the boat right now, since I did a service on the hydraulic pump. And now we're going to take off both the hydraulic vang and the backstay tensioner and leave them for service. So right now we have connected the mainsail halyard instead of the backstay to secure the mast, and it works okay since there is no waves today.
this time of the year, there aren't many pleasure boats out in the Sound.
Skulle inte ni sova?
She slept for a little bit. Now it's time for lunch. I think we'll have the fish soup. Bouillabaisse. It's one of our favorite soups. Ska vi gå och kolla ut? Gosa, the dog, Lennart, after the nice man who gave Vera this teddy bear, and Sjöbjörn, sea bear. He's the bear for the Swedish rescue service or company or association that Vera got from the previous owners of the boat. Where are we?
We're almost in Landskrona.
Okay.
So not 2/3 left.
Yeah. Yeah, still a couple of hours.
Är det du som styr?
Är det? Are you the new captain? Or you've always been the captain? Ja! 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 Och dans! Ja! Precis, ja! Nej! Nej! Nej!
Getting closer to Helsingborg. This is the most narrow part of the Sound, the strait here between Denmark and Sweden. There's quite a lot of traffic today. And as I said the last time we passed here, I bet that the ferry is going to be in our way when we're going to cross. Okay, we have one coming into the harbor. You think we're good?
No.
I think we are actually. I think he's coming. He's going to pass us. Because
He's going super fast.
Yeah. And
What speed are we doing?
We're doing 7 knots, and he's probably doing I don't know, a lot more.
17 maybe.
He's already doing 10 knots, so he's going to go in front of us. It's always a close call here at Helsingborg. And now going by motor is no problem, but when you're sailing, this can be a bit stressful sometimes. Especially if you're downwind and wing on wing with cold out, you know.
Håkan met us down in the harbor and showed us our slip. Johan and Håkan started working immediately and took down the sails before the wind was going to pick up. Håkan will store the sails in his greenhouse, so we didn't have to keep them on board. So now we're living in Viken. That's where we have docked our boat. Johan and Håkan took down both of the head sails, so that's good. And making some dinner now. We'll have some pasta and tomato sauce with mushrooms and fresh tomatoes. Just simple dinner. Tomorrow is 1st of November and it's so grey, dark and rainy. You just want to be inside. So we're gonna cozy up and have a nice evening, and then all the rigging work starts tomorrow. Thank you for watching this episode. If you want to see real-time updates and connect with us, click into our Patreon page and join the crew.